Gabe Bunke shoots into that corner. He has the lead. Now all he has to do is hold it.
My name is Gabe Bunke. I've been racing snowmobiles for 23 years. Following my dad's footsteps, helped me understand kind of who he was.
Look at him pull away from the field. But here he comes for the checkered flag, and the winner, Gabe Bunke from Russo, Minnesota, wins it on a Polaris.
My father was a snowmobile racer for Polaris and was killed on the racetrack when I was a year and a half old, so didn't ever really get the chance to experience the snowmobiling life, at a young age. My mom remarried and we lived up in Roseau. Have a couple of siblings, and we were mostly into sports. Was introduced to snowmobiles through some friends who, their parents were working at Polaris, and we'd hang out and go riding in the woods, just take off for a weekend and do our thing, and I really fell in love with it. The summer after I graduated from high school, I was able to, get in back in engineering at Polaris, and I worked for Bob Eastman, who was my dad's boss. He took me under his wing and exposed me to snowmobiles for the first time, on a different level other than just riding. One thing led to another, and before I knew it, I had a snowmobile sitting in my garage and I was going racing. I think it just felt like I needed to do it. It was something that going into it, everything just kind of fell into place. And the more I did it, the more it just felt like home. It was not a popular decision, trying to follow my dad's footsteps, but I didn't even really know I was doing it at the time. I just kind of felt natural. And as things progressed, I started learning more and more about his drive and his passion for it, and it was kind of where I was too. First time I ever threw a leg over, I don't even remember thinking anything other than this is the coolest thing that I think I've ever done. I've had a lot of success over the years. One of the things that I guess I can hold as an accolade was winning the points for pro back in '07, Pro Open and Pro Stock. Funny thing is I never won a race that year in stock. I was second 13 times, but it's just kind of one of those things you got to be consistent to win. Where we've had the most success was over at Sault Ste. Marie at the I-500. Been lucky enough to win that one 8 times with a good group of guys. Really took off back in 2010-11 when we put together a crew, myself, Aaron Christensen, and a bunch of guys from Polaris. The biggest part of being successful is teamwork. Our culture of Polaris, it's like racing, we're competitive. We want to win, we want to go fast, we want to have the best on the trail, on the track, everywhere. Working with the group at Polaris, we don't ever have that defeat mindset. There's always a willingness to figure it out. And the passion for sleds, the passion for the people, it's working hard at what you believe in and never giving up. You're going to be faced with some obstacles along the way. Racing, you can crash in the first crossing in a 500-mile race, but you know what? Don't go back to the trailer. Put your windshield back on, throw it in the ditch, whatever. Just keep going, because you got 499 more miles to go, and you never know what can happen. I think the biggest reason I race is it's for the heritage. I've learned so much about who I am and who my family is and why my dad did it, and I think the boys have the same thing. They just love getting out there. Yeah, racing has become part of our identity. Snowmobiling has, brought us together as a family. Most of the time that we spend together is at the racetrack. We try to take a few weeks out of the year and do some long trips, and it's just great to see, the enthusiasm in all 3 of my kids. One of the things that they want to, try to continue to grow or maintain anyway, and keep the Bunke Racing, legacy alive, not just for me, but for, us, and to represent my dad and everything that we've accomplished. If my dad was still around, there's a really good chance that life would be a lot different. I don't know where we'd be. I don't know if I'd have met my wife. I don't know what my family dynamic would look like if everything was the same as it is today and he was still around, and he'd be right in the mix, guaranteed.